So I released this video last week, which covered a bunch of tips and tricks you can do with your tool scripts in Godot. If you don't know, a tool script is basically just code that you can run in the editor. And the problem with most tool scripts is like this one, where I have a button that can randomize the color of a sprite. It randomizes the color, but the issue is we can't undo the actions that we did with the tool script. So how do we add undo redo to the tool script? Well, I'm going to go into my tool script here. So the very first step is that we need to get the undo redo manager. So because we're in the editor, we have access to the editor interface undo redo. I'm going to paste in this line of code right here, but this line of code gets the editor undo redo manager by using the editor interface.get undo redo. So now that we have access to the undo redo manager, we can create our undo redo action. So the first thing we have to call is undo redo dot create action. I'm going to call this action randomize color. The name really doesn't matter, but this is what's going to appear in the history tab on the bottom left. Once our action is created, we have to define what happens when the action is done and also what happens when the action is undone. So to do that, I'm going to first call undo redo dot add do property. When this action is done, we want to do or set a property on ourselves. So I'm going to type self, give it the property name that we want to set, which is the modulation. So we call modulate, and the value that we want to set it to, which is going to be the new color. Now, something that's important to note is when we commit this action later on, it's going to automatically execute the do property. So it's going to automatically set our modulate to the new color when we commit the action. So because of that, we no longer need to set the modulation manually up here. We know that the undo redo is going to handle this, so we can actually just remove this line entirely. And next up, we have to define what happens when the action is undone. So we're going to do one more line here, type undo redo dot add undo property. Same thing where we're setting self and we're setting the modulate on ourselves. But rather than setting it to the new color, which is the randomized color that we're swapping into, we want to set it to the color that we were before, so that we're undoing that action. So to get the color that we are before, we can literally just type modulate, because at the point of running this code, our current modulation will be the previous modulation after we apply the new randomized color. Now, once we've created an action and defined what the action consists of, we finally need to type undo underscore redo dot commit action. Like I said before, committing the action is going to automatically assign the modulation to the new color. You can optionally type false here, and this will prevent that behavior, but because we want that, we're just going to leave this blank because it defaults to true. And if I save this, go back into my 2D view, and now go to randomize the color, I can hit Control Z on my keyboard, and it's going to revert back to the previous color. And something else that's a little cool about this is the history tab shows all of our actions, so you can actually see that we've randomized the color, which is the action that we've registered in our script, and we can actually redo to this point by either hitting Control Shift Z or just clicking on randomize color and going back to that point in history. So this is cool, but there's something really important about this setup, and that is the fact that we cannot call this editor interface.get undo redo when we're in game. This isn't going to work because this undo redo is only available in the editor. So there are a couple ways to actually fix this. The one I like to use most of the time is just at the top of our script. We could say if engine.isEditor hint. And if this is not the case, we would just return out of the script. This is just going to disable our tool script if we're in game. So we can only run this in the editor, and this works. But what if you want to still be able to randomize the color in game? Just disable the undo redo. So the way we could do that is by moving our new randomized color above the if statement. And then if we're not in the editor, before we return, we just manually set the modulation equal to new color. And this way we can randomize the color in or out of the editor, but we only apply it to the undo redo if we're in the editor. Now for the second example I have here, I have a really simple box creator. Whenever we click on the button in the inspector, it's going to create a ton of cubes and randomize their position. And the cool thing is we can hit Control Z to undo this entire setup as a single action in the history. So aside from showcasing the fact that you can undo multiple things with a single action, there's another important aspect that this code showcases. So looking over the script quick, we have a couple configuration variables at the top for how many cubes we want to instantiate, the radius or distance from the center that we want to instantiate them at. And we have the same kind of thing with an export tool button. Whenever we click on this, it's going to scatter the cubes. Now, right at at the top of the scatter cubes function, obviously if I'm in game, I'm just going to exit so we can only do this in the editor. Once again, we have to get access first to the undo redo manager and create an action for the specific undo redo. This section is pretty straightforward. We're just iterating through cube count, making a mesh for each iteration, and randomizing the position. And the main part to focus on is right down here where we're adding our do method and undo method. Now, first of all, we haven't looked at the add do or add undo method functions yet. It's really the same as the add undo property functions, but instead of setting a property, we're going to be calling a method when we undo or redo this action. So looking at this code, our do method, or what happens when this action is registered, is going to be adding a child, which is our new cube. Really quick, we are using a custom add child function that isn't just adding the child, but it's also setting the owner of the child. That way it's actually saved in the tree when we save our scene and revert back to it. It won't get deleted. And then after this line of code, our undo method is simply removing the new cube using the remove child function. So when we hit Control Z, it's going to remove all the children. Now, something a little interesting to note is because we're adding an object with this action, we actually want to register the object into the undo redo's reference or memory. So to do that, if our do method adds an object, we can actually use this add do reference. And this will give the undo redo manager a reference to the object we're adding. Now, the benefit of doing this is that Godot is going to hold a reference to this cube even when the cube gets removed from our scene tree. So this allows us to revert back to a previous commit in the history. And rather than not knowing where that cube is or trying to reconstruct one, it's just going to pull that same cube right out of memory, put it in the scene tree. And the added benefit is when our history gets removed, or like when this falls off, if the history gets too long, Godot is automatically going to free the cube from memory. So if you make sure to do this, you won't really need to worry about any memory management issues. It is also important to note that we have a counterpart to this action. So there is a add undo reference function, and this is kind of the same thing, but this would really only be useful for actions that remove a node with the do method function. So we don't need to use it in this case. So because the add undo redo functions are all inside of this loop, we're going to be running this code for every single one of our cubes, and then after the loop we're calling the commit action function, which is basically just wrapping all of these cubes undo redo functions into a single commit. So with that being said, if we go back to our 3D view, scatter cubes again, you can see everything works perfectly. Now there are a ton of like niche do's and don'ts with the undo redo that I wasn't going to mention in this video, so I'd recommend if you're making like really advanced tool scripts, maybe just check out the documentation more on your own. But I did want to mention this one last quick tip. So if you are coding like an editor plugin, which is pretty common for tool scripts, you don't actually need to call the editor interface.get undo redo. Instead, you can literally just call get undo redo, and it's going to do the same thing because we're extending from editor plugin. It's kind of like a built-in function that we get access to. But that'll do it for this video. So just a quick tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. If I missed anything important, be sure to let me know in the comments. I want to give a quick shout out to all the channel members though. Special thanks go to Pixie's Game Dev and Randall Lassini. As always, thank you so much for your continued support. If you want to become a channel member, be sure to check out the links in the description. I also have a Discord link there if you guys want to join the Discord server or need help with game dev. Be sure to check that out. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.